Good morning, everyone. This is a marketing crash course 2023. Today is a discussion about marketing to assist you to get a better understanding of marketing as we move forward. So, whether you are simply starting and want to dive in and do some things for yourself, or you're an experienced business owner who simply wants to get a better understanding of marketing, this one's definitely for you. So, let's get into it. Let's start. Good morning, everyone. So, Paula Mattisonsierra here with another episode. It's our episode 75 officially. There's been a couple of unofficial ones as well, but unofficially, this is number 2025, 75. Want to go into just a little bit about marketing because, I can't tell you how many people I sit down with and they're, oh, yeah, yeah, I know what it is. And that thing that you say you know what it is, actually, I'm gonna just call you right out on it and say, no, you don't know what it is. You know about creating a cute website and that you need graphics and you also need to maybe sell or you need to have some content. You know pieces of it. You may have taken one marketing class in college. You know what I'm talking about, but do you have a proper understanding about what this is? And when you say this doesn't work, why you're saying it may be in complete error. So let's get started because I want to make good use of your time as always. No one has time for this. We're in the middle of a work day, right? Let's look at the basics first. In order to start your marketing journey is to know the 5 P's. Yeah, I know. See, this is where we go off path, right? Because you took that class of marketing in school that taught you about the 4 P's of marketing. 25 plus years of marketing experience working with a load of businesses. I've added one based on my experience. And there's more. You can add way more to this if you want. For me, I like to consider it the 5 P's of marketing. Let's go through them. Some of them you know, one of them you don't, right? So the first one, which is not something that people add to the list, but I don't know why not, is the people. Whether, and for me, the people is your existing clients. The primary, by the way, is the people that you already know, your prospects that you're going after, the people that you do not know, and your referral partners, the people that you're interacting with on a day to day basis. You need to see them as your salesperson as well. Um, One thing that is in error that I just always like to say because I know I know you guys are smart. But once you get in the middle of it, sometimes you get in the muck and you forget. Not every single person is your client, right? And understanding who this client is will really help you to craft and hone down a proper, which is the next P, product or service, depending on what you're doing. You will be able to really customize your product and really look at your offerings and how you present it based on the people who you're servicing, right? The next one over is your pricing. Pricing is a big part of your marketing. It is a huge part of your marketing as well. Again, we are all purchasers in the world, yes? And understanding that we walk into a store and we see things, the quality and the price that's being charged for it, if it doesn't line up, we'll walk away or we may even purchase it, right? We don't necessarily choose the cheapest, even when we're on a budget. Okay. So your clients are just like you. They're not dissimilar. They're not aliens from another planet. They think just the way you think as well. They too may be on a budget. And again, it doesn't have to be a small budget. When I say budget, let's back up here. Budget doesn't mean that you're not spending. It No budget doesn't mean spending like a crazy person. It's just that you have your finances organized for your business. You know what you want to spend. Your clients may look at what you're charging and they see your experience, they see what you've done, they see the quality of your work, they see the offering, they see who you are as a personal brand, and maybe they're not all lining up. Confusion leads to non-decision. So your prices need to match up with what your brand is as well. And, no, stop. Oh, well, I work with small business owners, so I want to keep my prices low. Stop it. Because we're small business owner doesn't mean that we don't have the money. There's small business owners that I've worked with who do 5 million a year. They're still, by classification of the IRS tax code, considered a small business. 5 million is not a small revenue. So you need to get it out of your head and make sure that you're pricing at the same level as your competition. If you are too way below what your competition is charging and not understanding your value, because I'm going to roll this back to pricing, by the way, equals how the business owner typically feels about themselves. Okay, so I need you to clean that garbage out of the way. Let's sit down with your accountant or bookkeeper, and really make sure that you have the proper margins and profitability there, because your pricing will be based on your profitability. But additionally, pay a marketer, pay someone who's more strategic, have a bigger conversation about, is this price, now that we've come up with a proper pricing for profitability, is it in line with who my clients are? Pay for that hour of discussion. It doesn't have to be a deep discussion. I love that chapter in Think and Grow Rich where he advises on seeking specialized assistance. You do not know everything, and your marketing is going to be part of that as well. So again, I'm shaking the crumbs out of the beard. I'm shaking the leaves out of the old leaves out of the tree. We want to just keep the fresh things in as you're making your decision about moving forward. Let's let go of old ideas that actually about marketing that actually weren't serving you, and let's introduce some new ideas. Okay, so your pricing will equate how people make a decision about you as well. Placement. That one's pretty straightforward. Where is it that you're one, either placing your items to be seen by your clients? Also, it could mean your geographic location. What geographic location are you focusing on? Are you just focusing on the county that you live in? Are you focusing on more surrounding counties? Are you focusing on the state, the country, internationally? What's your placement like? All right. And then the final one is really more the tactics. This is a thing that actually, this is the incorrect part of that I hear every time I speak to people about marketing, because for them, marketing equals the promotional items that are in this little element right here. And frankly, marketing is not just the promotional element. It is not just the, oh, let's execute social media on a day-to-day basis, let's say. Marketing is not just, oh, I want to have a downloadable white paper on my website. The elements of communication is not the entire bulk of marketing. Um, Next one that I'd like to discuss with you is about creating your strategy. It is so important. Just, you'll do it when you go to the supermarket. You'll make a quick list about what it is that you want at a supermarket when you go shopping. You go through your cupboards, you'll go through your refrigerator. These are the things that I actually need, like right now, for my family. You'll do that for something like that, but you won't create a marketing plan of what it is that you want. Like, really, what is it that you want for your business? Actually, your business in general. Like, how do you want to be seen by the world? What brand message do you want to share? What kind of employees do you want to be attracted to your business? Because, P.S., how you handle your marketing and your image will also denote the kind of employees that come to you as well, because they're seeing this too. They're people also. They're doing their research, they're reading, they're seeing. So everyone wants to be aligned with someone that they respect and that up levels them and makes them look amazing, right? And so that association is going to be a big deal as well, right? So the reason why all of this is on such a wave, it's not I heard someone say today that marketing isn't science. And it is so true because sometimes people want it to fit in these perfect little boxes, and it's never going to happen that way. None of those little perfect boxes will exist because marketing is emotional, because we are targeting people, and people do not come in a small little box. They come in all shapes and sizes, all ego complexities, all personality types, loves, dislikes. I mean, we're just complicated entities, right? Um, I don't think Maya Angelou realized that she was creating a marketing strategy when she came up with the quote that I love so much, which is, I have learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you make them feel. So we need to look at our strategy first, the bigger picture, get to know our clients first, not just, oh, this is what I see this competition doing, that competition doing, and I'm just going to become a replica of them. that that is such a bad idea, right? So understand that when you're thinking about marketing, the big thing here that I like you to understand is that it is about people, and they're complicated, they're complex, it's emotional. It is not a perfect science. It just isn't. It can't be. You're trying to develop a long-term relationship with your clients, your prospects, your referral partners. And that can't be a science because you're dealing with erratic and complicated beings, right? So, the next thing that I'd like to share as you develop a proper understanding of marketing is, sounds like it's a selfish thing, but again, you do it too. So don't judge your clients. People care about themselves and their needs first. Okay? They care about themselves first. What are you going to do for them? How are you going to make them feel when they walk through your door? What's the process like? Those are the important things for them. Consistency. That's another one. If you watch my show for the last 75 plus episodes from Facebook now to LinkedIn, consistency is a big mantra of mine. You can't start here, stop, start, stop. I'll do it and then start again next quarter. You can't just, let's just work right now on Facebook. I just want to see how that works. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, let's see how Instagram goes. Do a couple of little posts. That didn't work. Let's make sure the SEO is working really well, because I heard from a guy or another attorney or another financial planner that SEO is super important. So let's put all of our marketing dollars on SEO. And then when we get that right, we'll do something else. That is not marketing. Like, create a plan with a proper marketing mix of proper elements that will be executed alongside each other on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis, that speak to each other and are properly, they're working seamlessly with each other. You heard me say this earlier, but stitching together what your competition is doing instead of developing your own brand voice, again, bad idea. Yes, it will take time to develop your own voice. Yes, you can do the research to see what your competition's doing, super important. But simply dittoing and copy and pasting pieces of other people's voices never works out. Actually, for one big, majorly important reason. You drop all of that stuff on your website. Maybe you even fight your marketing person that they don't know what they're doing. Yes, I'm telling a real story. Whatever. It was. I'm okay now. But instead of doing that, then you get in front of your clients, and now you're speaking in a whole different brand voice about who you are and who the company is, and they're getting a whole different feel from your interaction. They may love it perfectly, right? But they may hate it as well because they came to you because of this thing that they saw on your social media, on your website, in your newsletters. They're getting a whole different voice, and then when they meet you, it's a whole different thing. It is so important to take that time to just figure out your voice. These are important things now as we go into a very technological age. Google sees that you're replicating too hard. You know, they see that you're copying and plagiarizing. They can see this. It's important to create your own voice. And a little side note here, I'm not having a discussion about AI, but even with the I think it's a fantastic zero draft for the items that you're doing. Outstanding. But you also need to take that and customize it to your own voice. Again, humans can't be replicated in the same way. AI can only emulate and learn and figure out what it is that we want from the materials and books that are out there. But based on our experiences, one human being is going to be so different from the other. So make sure that as you're creating your message, you're developing a message about who you are versus what everyone else is doing. Don't just do it because everyone else is doing. Remember, I thought we got past that in grade school, right? It's like, well, everybody else was doing it, so I did it too. Come to think of it, I never said that. I was just never that kid. But a lot of us did, right? And so my next one is touch points. Don't just do it once, guys, and then walk away. Again, remember, this is a thing that you're doing with actual human people. So you don't want to just have coffee with someone once and then walk away. You don't want to just say hi once and walk away. You want to make sure that you're developing the relationship by effectively touching them more than just once for the month. They say that with each client on the bottom end, you want to touch them about 7, 8 times. And again, it depends on your industry. Many industries may be different. The conversion rate is will vary based on the product that you are actually selling, right? You may be 15, there may be 20. I don't know what your numbers are, but you should find out what those numbers are so that you can incorporate them into your marketing. Marketing is psychological. You remember, you're dealing with people, not a science. You're dealing with people. Um, and then lastly, track and analyze your marketing. You don't have to spend a lot of money here, people. There are a lot of free items, like legitimate free items that are out there. Google is like a great example of that. There are great things out there: Google Analytics, Google Console, also your Google Places as well, or what they're calling it, Google Business Profile now. There are a lot of free tools out there if you are just starting and your budget is super tight and you just don't have it right now. That is a great way of starting, but I do encourage you at some point to make the conversion to something bigger, a proper CRM, so that you can see how all of those numbers and the monies that you're spending, what's your conversion rate, so you can really start developing a more effective budget. And that's it, guys. I'm hoping that will give you a better understanding of what your marketing is. Again, so to repeat, understand what your 5 P's of marketing are. Okay. And that's your people, your products or service, your pricing, your placement, and what your promotion is going to be based on that. Create a strategy first, right? Remember that marketing is emotional. Remember that people care about themselves first. So service that beast first. Be consistent with your marketing. Do not stitch your competition's items together. Bad idea. Again, remember touch points. What is your industry touch points? At the bottom end, you want to do about 7, but it could go way up based on what your specific industry is. Marketing is psychological, it's not a science. I know that's hard to believe. And when you speak to people like accountants and bookkeepers, they want perfect numbers, right? Depending on what clients I work with, they're numbers oriented. So they want it to be like this, right? And sadly, sometimes it's the reason why marketing gets cut so heavily, because they don't get that it is a psychological and a long term item for the growth of the business. Unless you intend for your business to be 5 years and then you just kind of toss it aside and go start another one. Everyone is in the era of quick right now. No one wants to really put in the work. It's kind of an outdated concept. That outdated concept is going to get you so much more with your clients. I would love to see like 20, 30, 40 years from now, those businesses that are starting right now are still around because you're thinking long term and not short term. And then, of course, finally, track and analyze your marketing. So I hope that was helpful to you. Reach out if you are interested in marketing and having a discussion about that. I offer a 30-minute free consultation. My continued marketing, my continued mission statement in this is to offer showcase business owners, referral partners of mine, who I call everyday experts, have them also share from my own expertise and my learning for the week. I do this every Thursday at around 10 on LinkedIn. This is a live show. It's not pre-recorded. And thank you so much for sharing and interacting and engaging. Stay strong and awesome, guys. I mean that. And keep swimming forward by Dory from Finding Dory. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great rest of the day. Okay, bye.